Hi, good morning. Well, today I'm going to show you something different, and that is to add. So, well, I can continue to type the sub procedure in the same modules, but I'm going to show you differently. Right, today you're going to learn how to insert a module. So, right click on these modules and choose Insert and choose Module. Okay, and as you see the modules here, right? And in the more properties windows, here's a name. You can change it, right? If you couldn't see these more properties, you can go to View and look for Property windows. The same goes to Project Explorer. So now I'm going to change that to Simple Calculation, and I'll put MOD. So in your module name, right, just like you name the sub procedure, you shouldn't have any space. If you need that, you can use underscore to represent that. So then enter. So now I have module 1 and the other module is called simple calculation. Which one do you think is easier to recognize? So of course, it's the one I give a meaningful name. So we start with the first one. This is addition. Okay. Or you can simply say add and enter. So now what we want to do is that we take the value. Okay. We have learned how to from the code put the value into it. Now we learn how to have this grab the value from the worksheet. Now for example, we have the first input, input 1. Now the first input is 1 or 10. The second input is 20. So what is the answer? Right, that depends on what is your operation is. It's your mathematic operation. So your input ones store in the cell B4. So what I do is that I'll take the range, B4 dot value. Now, if I use that message box right here, or run this code, it show me 10. But that's because by now I'm getting the value from cell B4. If there's no equal sign, there's no assignment. So we are just doing this. So now I'm going to take the value of B4 and the value of D4 and add it up. So to add it up, I do the plus sign and range again, right, and D4 dot value. And I run this code, it becomes 30 because macro has just taken the value from B4 and the value from D4 and add it up by using this operation, mass operation plus. So you get 30 and show it on message box. Now, I want this 30 to show in the cell F4. This is what next thing we're going to do. I'm going to copy this and I'll put it into cell F4. Dot value equals this. So I run this code and notice that the value is there, right? And there's no formula, right? That we'll talk in a later chapter. So we got this range B4 plus range D4. Simple, isn't it? So now we're going to do a subtraction. So copy this, right, and call it minus, subtract. So all you need to do is just change the max operation to minus, and as well as this. And this is no longer needed. So I run this code, it becomes negative 10 because it's 10 minus 20. You get negative 10. Now how about multiply? Right, multiply. All you need to do is changing these to a star, an asterisk. That represents multiply. You cannot use an X to represent that, right? So use an asterisk to represent that. Now you can also do a division, right? Divide. That is to divide. So let's just run this code once, right? You can see that. Okay, so 10 over 20, so which is 0.5. And next is that we can also use power. So to use power, we use a caret to represent that. 10 to the power of 20, what would be? So that would be a lot of 0 then. You can see that's 10 to the power of 20. So maybe we're going to change this to 2 then. It will be easier to understand. See that? Right, power of 2. So this is equivalent to 10 power of 2. So it becomes 100. So what if it's 4 power to 2, right? We get 60. And so on. So that is a simple math operation, right? You learn how to take the information from the worksheet and do some calculation, and in turn assign that value back to the worksheet cells. Right? This is wherever you see the equal sign is assigning values. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.